Alright, so we're back. So on small screens, the unordered list in the navigation bar overflows to the right side of the screen. Fix this by using Flexbox to wrap the UL content, the unordered list content. So this, I believe, is the selector for the unordered list content. It's already using the Flex model. So the first instruction is small screen see unordered list of the navigation bar overflows to the right side of the screen. Okay, so to wrap the UL content. So I think this is flex wrap. Flex wrap, it looks like. Then fixes. Then set the following CSS properties to correctly align the text. So leave output that here. Okay. So that worked. So step 51, set the width of the section elements to 80% of the parent container. Set the width of the section elements to 80%. So that would just be making the width 80% because it's always going to be, since the section, it'll always be relative to its parent. So of the section, so I make a section selector and I would make the width 80%. I believe that is what I would do. Then use margins to center the section elements. Okay. Margins to center an element. So margin auto looks like. Let's see. I mean, it's kind of going off memorization, but there really is kind of a main thing that you do when you do program is as long as you can research your information, you know, that works because that's then I assume I'll just gain more familiarity with time. Um, then use margins to center. All right. Adding 10 pixels to the bottom margin. Um, or okay? Is it bottom margin or is it margin bottom? So it's margin bottom. Okay, that's what I had. So 10px. Also ensure that the section elements cannot be larger than 600 pixels. So again, what is that? If I look it up, the width to a maximum. CSS. How do you say? Okay, so is it that's max width, right? Max width. Okay, max width. Yeah. Did it want me to make the top margin 0? It wanted me to make the top margin 0. Then use margins to center the element, adding. You should give the section a top margin of 0. Wait, okay. Set the width of the section elements to 80% of their parent container. Then use margins to center the section elements, adding the 10 pixels to the bottom margin. Also ensure the section elements cannot be larger than 600. So I wasn't under the impression that that was an instruction, but I mean I can do it. Alright, so the code does pass. Replace the top margin of the H2 elements with 60 pixels of top padding. Is it top padding? Is it padding top? I think it's top padding. $60 pixels. Okay, so it's padding top. So it's padding dash top. Oh, okay. It's a syntax error here. So it is padding top. Oh, okay. So then I would also make the margin 0 because I'm replacing that with the margin. So So is there? All right. Margin top. Okay. So make margin top 0 since I'm replacing it. Oh, okay. That's why it was. All right. So 53. So I said I'm gonna kind of go in tens. So every time I finish 10, I'm gonna end the video and make another one. That's kind of the target length. So 53. Add padding to the top and left of the info.info elements. Okay, so .info elements, meaning a class. Add padding to the top. Add padding to the top and left. But how? But by how much? I mean, it's not telling me. Padding top. I'll just make up 60 because I don't know because it's not telling me. I think if I just make padding 0, that'll do it. Or I'm wondering if I either would go in that clock notation where it would be actually I think it would be okay, let's do this. So top would be 60. Right would be 0 because it's not included. And this would be 60. And so it's okay, top, right, bottom. No, bottom would be 0. So bottom would be 6 o'clock. And then left, 60. But maybe I don't want it that big. Maybe like 10. I don't know. So the code does pass. Okay. That code worked. So I guess they kind of went with these numbers. Yeah. So give the dot for form row elements, top margin, so it's margin top. Oh, okay. So actually, I don't know if it works this way too, but I don't know. I'll just say 10 top margin. This would be right, so maybe pixels. Then bottom would be 0. Wait, hold on, wait. Give the elements top margin. Okay, hold on. Margin I think I misunderstood it. So margin, so just margin top, and I'll make that like 10 pixels. I don't know. And padding. So 12 o'clock top 0, right, make that say 10. Bottom padding 0, then left padding, we'll say make that 10. Is that what I do? Then increase the font size for all input elements. Okay. So when it says increase the font size, I mean, I would kind of need to know, have an idea of what it is. Okay, hold on. Okay, so font size 30 pixels. Let's see. I don't really know how much. I don't really know how. Oh, for all input elements. Hold on. For all input elements, I missed that part. So let's check it out. Wow. Okay. So that code passed. That was kind of a leap a little bit for me. That was a little tough. Not gonna lie, but it did all work. Okay. Step 55. To make the first section look more in line, target only the input elements within info elements and set their width to 50% and left align their text. Make the first section look more in line, target only the input elements. Okay, so input elements. I think this will work. Or is it how to reference a class? Target a class, is that right? So right now this is really just syntax stuff. Okay, so better yet, that is more of the space. So okay, so input dot that inputs within the info. Oh, okay. So I think it's not dot info in that. It's the other way around. So info input. set their width to 50%. And left align their text. Text align left is a thing. Okay, so the code passes. Alright, target all label elements within .info. So that'll do that. And set their width to 10%. And make it so they don't take up less than 55 pixels. So it looks like that would be it would look like something like a min width, which would be 5 pixels, but I kind of want to look it up to confirm of min width being a thing. Yep. Alright, so that code passes. Alright. To align the input boxes with each other, create a new rule set that targets all input and label elements within an info element. Okay, so hold on. Let me read this again. To align the input boxes with each other, create a new rule set that targets all input and label elements. Okay, hold on. Info, input, and label. Is that right? Is that what I would do? And set the display property to inline block. Also align the label elements text to the right. So oh, okay. So that was where I was falling short on. But I learned. So is that right? Okay. So that's how you would. So this is how you would target an input element in a class and an input element in a class. And technically, it could even be where this set of complexity could exist, where you're setting another element to another class and another element to another class. I mean, they don't have to be the same. In a way, the fact that they're the same class kind of speaks to some kind of redundancy, where I wonder if there's some kind of shorthand notation. Um, I don't know, but move on. To neaten the dot question block elements, set the following CSS properties. Okay, so all elements. So $58. I think one more, and then we're at 60, and then that's about it. Make the paragraph elements appear as a higher priority. With the following CSS properties. Appear as a higher priority. So all paragraph elements. Oh, okay. So I was thinking too much of it. I was thinking that was like a specific property or something, but it's literally giving me the code of what I should do. So I literally need to copy and paste this and put this in a P selector. Yeah, yeah. I overthought that one a bit. I didn't indent that well. So yeah, I'll end it here. 10 in. I think where we're at is we're about to finish it. So 60 to 68, that'll be the next one. And then it's done, and then it's the project. Then, yeah, get further.